but you can see Exodus 17:15. This is Sakari's Camp Cash app, right? She has a screenshot, right? And these are her transactions with this man. Now she's only been with this man, right? Well, been dealing with this man for about a year, right? For all my Sakari brethren, right? Remember this past War Angel weekend, right? Where after War Angel weekend, the brothers of Genesis, they left, right? Deacon and Hassan, shout out to them brothers. Love y'all, right? We had first fruits. We had first fruits that weekend, right? Literally on July 4th, right? We had first fruits, and this sister was there, right? The sister was there, right? And the sister, admittedly, she's not part of our community, right? She's not part of the Hebrew Israelite community. Okay, that sister was there, and if you brothers remember, you saw her there, right? She was also at Passover. Passover this past year, not April, March 2024, right? She was there in attendance as well, right? This sister, right? Shout out to the sister. All right, salute to you, sister. You did the Most High God's work by exposing this simp, right? Exposing this trick. As these are your words, these are her words, right? You are doing the Most High God's work by exposing this wicked nigga. All right. So Alizé, right? Alizé, and the good brother, Hassad, right? And the brother Tazalium, Alizé's cameraman, right? Then Philadelphia, it was February of last year, right? February of last year, because Eric Mason, the pastor of Epiphany Fellowship, who Hassad had an interaction with, right? Who I was a former, a member of his church. They had a conference at Epiphany Fellowship at 17th and Diamond here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? And you guys saw, right, the old Sakari channel got taken down, right? But you saw we were outside of the church, right? Just wanted to have conversations with some of the members of the church, right? Because they had on that conference, right? They had on that conference a section about, essentially Hebrew Israelites, right? So we're out there like, hey, Hebrew Israelites, we're here. Let's have a conversation, right? They call the cops on us. You guys remember that, right? Put in one in the chat if you remember that, right? Put a one in the chat if you remember the video of Alizé, Hassad, myself, the rest of Sakari Philly, right? Out front of Epiphany Fellowship, right? Here in Philadelphia, and us having these different interactions, right? So when Alizé came in, right? We had a feast day. I forget what feast day. I believe it was like Nicanor or something like that, right? Alizé, right? The brother Tazalium, right? The brother Hassad, right? As well as this sister, right? The sister who's exposing this, right? The sister who is she's a great hairstylist. If you look at her page, right? Perfect Styles underscore that's 2, right? If you're in the Atlanta area, tap in with sis, right? Listen, sisters, right? You want to get that, get your braids done, right? To Philadelphia, right? Myself and the rest of Sakari Philly at the time, we went to pick them up from the airport, right? I drove Alazar, this sister, right? His wife, um, as well as the brother Tazalium in my car, right? Took them to go get some cheesesteaks at Max's, right here in Philly. And then we went to go pick up my wife, right, from the crib because we had a feast day. Because they were coming into town, right? Okay, boom, we got the feast day. It's not one of the feast days that are in the Torah, right? It's one of those, like I said, I think it was Nicanor Purim or something like that, right? So we have a spot that we have new moons at here in Philly. So we go pick up my wife. She brings the food, right? We get in the car, right? We drive to the spot and we have the feast day, right? So this is the sister, right? So I've met the sister, in person, right? Shout out to the sister, right? Sister Shelly Burke, the Wada wa Yabaraka how about Shemial Shah for your super chat donation, sister, and your continuous support, right? So now let's get back into this family. So this is the sister, right? Again, salute to sis. All right, if y'all in the Atlanta area, tap in with her IG, Perfect Styles _22. Tap in with the sis, right? So she has here, right? The song is by artist by the name of Callie, and the song is called Area Codes. So the song goes, I got hoes in different area codes. So sis is she's playing with Donnie. She's playing with this guy, right? She says, so she plays the part of the song where the sister Callie says, I got a white boy on my roster. He be feeding me steak and lobster, right? That's what's playing right now, right? So let's go. So she starts with saying, I love me a effing trick, right? She got a white boy on her roster, right? She got a white boy on her roster, right? She's playing this, right? For some reason, started glitching when I was screen recording, right? Yeah, can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear the audio? I just want to put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the audio. Put a 2 in the chat if you can't. You not being able to hear the audio is what I'm looking for, right? I don't want to get any copyright strikes or nothing like that. I love me a effing trick. Got a white boy on my roster. He be feeding me steak and lobster. That's what she's saying, right? That's what the artist, the song that the sister here, right? Just beautifully, just beautifully, right? How apropos, right? She love her mother effing trick, right? She got a white boy on her roster that be feeding her steak and lobster, right? So here's a screenshot, right? If you guys can see, it says dollar, it's whited out a little bit, but it says $ Sakari, Exodus 17:15, right? You see down here, Exodus 17:15. Let's look at the total. Donnie, our friend Donnie over here, Donnie boy, within a year's time, sent this sister, who he claims to be his wife, who she said, "Oh, you're just my trick." Let me take a sip. Cheers, family. And just for the record, this is just fruit punch, right? It's just fruit punch, guys. All right, I'm not drinking. I don't go on live streams and I don't drink. I don't do that, right? So just take a little sip of my little, fruit punch. If you guys and this is some good fruit punch, guys, called Uncle Matt's, right? You can get it at Whole Foods, Sprouts, you know what I mean? Organic, no sugar added, super fruit punch, right? Really, really good juice, right? Ingredients: filtered water, organic lemon juice, organic dark sweet cherry juice, concentrate, organic acerola puree. Acerola is right. So this man in a span of a year, this man sent this sister just on Cash App, right? So for the record, right, this is just via Cash App, right? This doesn't include any other money that he spent on her, right? And for the record, guys, Alizar does not have a job. I'll repeat that again. Alizar, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, right? Chief Priest Alizar Lawyer, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, right? Adonis Glaud, aka Chief Priest Not So Vanilla Hebrew, okay? He does not have a job. He does not work a 9 to 5. He does have Urban Gorilla. He does have, or had, CZYN Network, right? Not really doing that. And he has Gorilla TV. And the nigga has the nerve now, right, to be putting out a debate course for people to purchase currently, right? He was, these apps, CZYN Network, right? Guys, I don't know if you know, it costs a lot of money to get an app started, right? He has an app for Gorilla TV. He has a web app for CZYN, and then he has a website for Urban Gorilla, right? And guess what? Websites cost money, right? Getting samples and setting up a drop shipping business like Urban Gorilla takes money. Where do you get the money from, guy? Great question, Israel One. How does he get his income? He gets his income from you guys, from us. right? This is the Camp Cash App. This is where brothers send tithes to my Sakari brethren. Again, feel however you want to feel about me. Why is your chief priest? I know he took a step down and he put Captain Tazama in his stead. But your chief priest, who you guys are still riding with, right? Listen, if you niggas don't leave and start and do your own thing after this, like any of you niggas who stay down with Sakari, any of you brothers, man, may the Lord bless y'all, man. May the Lord bless y'all because how? What level of integrity can you have, right? What type of integrity can you have if you stay under this house, under that house, right? That banner, right? Sakari. This is the Camp Cash App, guys, right? In your contacts. So she has him in the contacts. Exodus 17:15. You can see it right here, guys, right? And sis did this deliberately because she wanted Israelites to see it. Her personal page is private. Israelites don't follow her, right? There's some Israelites that follow her business page. And guess what? Alizé, has shared her business page, right? So he sent this woman and listen, shout out to Silverback Banana Scripts 144. 42,000 divided by 157. 157 transactions, the average of $300 per time sent. Average. Within a span of a year, this man sent her over $42,000, and that's just via Cash App. And it's the Camp Cash App, guys. Guys, I have my own personal Cash App, right? If you guys, if you guys, want to continue to support the ministry, right? Support what I do here, right? You can, you could do super chats like the sister Shelly Burke did, right? But here's the thing: when you super chat to any camp, any brother that you guys support, right? Support the ministry. When you send a super chat, right? Google takes 30%. I remember one. So if you send it via anyone's Cash App, right, they're going to get that full amount, right? So this is my personal Cash App, right? This is House of Bread's Cash App, right? Alizé over here, right? The Cash App that is $ Sakari, right? It used to, if any of you guys are OGs and been around for quite some time, right? You know that it used to say Adonis. When you typed in $ Sakari, it used to say Adonis. What is Donnie's name? Donnie's name is Adonis Glaude. So Adonis Glaude, aka Chief Priest, Not So Vanilla Hebrew, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, aka Peggy Bundy, aka Donnie Boy, right? Donnie Boy over here, right, has sent this sister, shout out to the sister, over $42,000 within a year's time. Wow. And guess what, guys? It gets even better. Let me take a sip of my fruit punch. Oh, let's hold on. Let's do it like this. Pinky's out. 42 racks. Now, this hold on. So put one in the chat if you were planning to go to the Sakari Atlanta Passover and did not go this past year, right? Or if you ever went to a Sakari Passover, let's say within the last 2-3 years, right? Put a one in the chat. Right, as Sakari members, right, we paid the past 2 Passovers, we paid $105 per person. So when me and my wife, right, when I was planning to go down to Atlanta for Passover, right, when I was a member of Sakari, right, I had to pay $105 for myself and $105 for my wife. That's $210 for that Passover, right? Me and my wife lost over $1,000 in that trip, and all praise to the Most High. The Most High God allowed us to have a perfect Passover here at our own home, right? Separated the lamb on the 10th day, right? Had the lamb in the backyard, right? Here in the backyard, on the eve. We went and picked him up on the eve of the 14th. We slaughtered him at even, right? If you guys watched my first video on this channel, right, I show you guys, part of that process, right? We got a video coming very, very soon on the whole Passover experience on the House of Bread channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to House of Bread. Type in House of Bread Camp, right? All one word on your Google, on your YouTube search, House of Bread Camp, all one word, and subscribe to the channel, right? Actually, let me get a link real quick. Get the link. Make sure you guys subscribe to House of Bread, right? Got their hyssop, but all praise to the Most High, right? So guess what? Instead of brothers and sisters, going down paying $105 for Passover, right? Guess what? This $42,000 that he sent to the sister. Shout out to the sister, right? Who admittedly is not part of this community. Who admittedly says that he is her trick, right? She doesn't consider him her husband. Instead of him sending her $42,000 of your money, family, the money that we all have sent him, I personally on my Cash App, right? And I'll show you guys in a second. I've sent this man over $10,000 just via Cash App, right? Instead of brothers having to go get all these Airbnbs, right? This money can be used to just, hey, let's get a hotel, right, near the venue, and let's rent out the hotel for our brothers and sisters who are coming down to keep Passover. 42 thou wow. 42 thou wow. This man sent to the sister. Again, shout out to the sister. Hey, listen, know what they say? It ain't tricking if you got it, but it is tricking when you got it from the community, from the congregation, from the children of God, from the tithes. This is where brothers send tithes to. All of my Sakari brothers, you guys have all sent tithes. Remember when your officer said, "Oh, there's an issue, right? The school needs money. Tithes. We need." They start cracking down. Oh, brothers ain't sending enough tithes. Brothers ain't sending enough tithes. The nigga sent 42 thou wow to the good sister, right? It gets better, guys. Listen, Marvin Sapp much, right? Huh? Listen, again, guys, if you guys are just getting here into the live, right? I shared my actual phone, right? Where a brother by the name of Tony, right, at 1 something in the morning, last Monday, which is right after Sunday, right? This sister, this screen recording that we have here, right? She posts this on her story. This is the so-called wife of Donnie, of Alizé. Okay. All right. This lovely sister right here, right here in the thumbnail. This is the screenshot. This nigga Donnie boy, right? I Captain, sir. This guy, right, sent her $42,000 just on Cash App. That doesn't include anything else that he spent on her, right? And I have it on good authority, right, from someone that knows her, who's spoken to her, that she said, "Hey, that's not even half. You could essentially double that." So this nigga, right, who does not have a job, who has not worked in years, guys, we have been funding his precocious lifestyle. All the times he's in the club. Actually, let me just play this out really quick because it gets better, right? I'm going to show you guys some screenshots, some screen recordings from his story. What has this brother been doing, right? He's so-called repentant, right? So-called repentant. Found nigga was in goddamn Tulum, Mexico. In Tulum, Mexico, right? While his wife and children, his wife who he said he put out, and I'm going to show you guys that he stopped paying for the rent and she got evicted. That nigga, while he was in Tulum, right, sending this sister 42 thou wow, 42 racks, right, trying to get her to come down to Tulum. She flakes on the nigga. He's in Tulum having a good old time, right, living it up, while his wife and two of his children are in a shelter, currently in a shelter right now. But this man has enough of your money to trick off, right, to this sister, right? And again, she's the one who said that he is her trick, right? The song, the intro says, I love me a trick nigga," right? And she said she got a white boy on her roster to be feeding her steak and lobster, right? Let's keep going. Okay, so let's pause this right quick, right? Let's pause this, right? Let's go back just a little bit, right? Boom. Pause. So here, the sister's name is Journey. Shout out to the sister Journey, right? Here's Alize, right? He bought her a flight Friday, March 21st. It's in a return flight back to Atlanta for Monday the 24th. He was trying to fly her out to Tulum. Trying to fly sis out to Tulum. She getting flued out, family, on your dime. Right? Again, shout out to Sister Janae. Listen, if these niggas are stupid enough to do it, but hey, get your chicken, sis. I ain't mad at you. Right? Right? I would love for you to have a true, man of God, be able to explain, what it is to be an Israelite, to be a daughter of Zion, and for you to, come back to your God and keep the commandments. But hey, here we got trick Alize the trick. Alize lay trick, right? Trying to fly me out and I don't show up is crazy. She ain't show up. So this nigga wasted money on a flight. Let's keep going. It gets hold on. Oh, God. Shout out to Deacon. Shout out to my brother Deacon. Again, for anyone that's simple, just drinking fruit punch, but I had to put it in a wine glass because we live in lavish out here, guys. We out here lavish out here, guys. We out here sending $42,000 to wives, right? Trying to fly them out to Tulum, trying to fly them out to Tulum, and she dead your dumb ass, right? So we just living lavish. I'm just living lavish, drinking some fruit punch out of a wine glass. Fly me out and I don't show up. It's crazy, right? Oh, Donnie, you done piss Sister Janae off. Shout out to Sister Janae, right? Again, if you're in the Atlanta area, check out the sister's business, right? Perfect Styles _ I guess it's a 2, right? Shout out to the sister, right? If you're in the area, sisters, go get your, go get your wig, taken care of, right? When I say wig, I don't mean your little wig like your actual hair. Get your hair done with the sister, right? So let's go, right? Fly me out and I don't show up is crazy. So here's a text message that she shares, right? If you can look right up here, it says Adonis. What is his name? Adonis, Donnie Boy, right? So she has an iPhone. He has she has an iPhone. He has an Android, right? So she's in the green bubbles. He's in the black right here. So he says to her, "I know that. I know, and I've been doing plenty of work to fix that because I hate the distance." Oh, he want his baby back. He wanted his baby back, I guess. And things are in a much better place right now. I just need you to do this, baby. What you want? Bali, name it. Whatever you want, it's done. You ain't been on me about it. LOL. And I know you serious, but I knew you would laugh. Bali, Paris, London, Africa, whatever. She says, I can't do a trip right now, seeing my job situation. It ain't gotta be right now. Just know I owe you like the teeth, babe. So what is he talking about? Like the teeth. Apparently, Donnie Boy, right? Mr. Trick, right? Adonis. Apparently, he paid for this sister's veneers. Let's go on. Let's go on to Google's. How much do veneers cost? Okay, so I'm here on Google and it's saying the cost of veneers can range significantly based on the type of material, number of veneers needed, and location, but generally expect to pay between 800 and 2500 per tooth. 2500, 800 to 2500 per tooth. So what does a human have? An adult human has 32 teeth. So let's say, boom, right? This is going on the low side, 800 times 32. On the low end, 800 times 32 is 25,600. Let's do half. Let's do half maybe. Maybe she didn't need 32 all 32 teeth to have veneers on it. So let's do that in half, right? So that's 16 teeth, right? 16 times 800 on the low end. $1,280. $800. This man, again, and I had this on good authority from someone who has access to the sister. This man paid for her veneers, and guess what? Here's Donnie Boy. It ain't gotta be right now. Just know I owe you like the teeth, babe. I owe you like the teeth. Adonis, that's different, baby. What's your bills? What bills you need paid? Tell me what you want, and you know it's done. And what does the sister say? It ain't a BUF with like me. Pay for my presence every time. This is the sister Janae. She said that this nigga Donnie paid for her presence every single time. So know what that means, family? So all my Sakari brothers, right? When the sister was at last Passover and she was at First Fruits in Atlanta, she said this nigga paid me for my presence every time. So guess what? That means that Donnie Boy paid for her to be at our feast days. And she's not a member of our community, admittedly. Oh man, Donnie Boy is living a sweet life. Living a sweet life. Being a trick. Living a sweet life off of your hard work. Again, Donnie does not have a job. He has not had a job in over a decade, give or take. This man sent this sister who says, "Oh, this trick nigga. Oh, listen, you ain't never f with a like me." That's what she said. Paid me for my presence every time. Donnie Boy, who over here living lavish. Oh, let me take another sip. Donnie Boy, just on Cash App, sent this woman over $42,000 from the Camp Cash App. $ Sakari. Exodus 17:15. Used to be Adonis when it popped up. You typed that Sakari, $ Sakari on Cash App, it used to say Adonis. So this is his Cash App. Look at this idiot. There's got to be some lies in here. Okay, cool. So this is a screen. This is a screen recording of a sister's story. The sister in question, the sister who shared this on her page, unprompted. Right? I've never spoken to this woman a day in my life other than when I picked her up from the airport with Donnie. Right when they came here last February. I haven't seen or spoken to the sister since then. And all it was, hey, Shalom, sis, nice to meet you. That's it. That's it. So this sister, right? This is her story on her business page, right? Right? She got a song, That's Dior No Service. She said, you want to spin it on a bad bit? What? This nigga's want to spin it on a bad bit. What? This nigga's trying to spin it on a bad bit, right? trying to spend it on a bad bit. Listen, baby, Bali, Paris, London, Africa, whatever you want. What, baby? What bills you need paid? What bills you need paid, baby? Oh, Donnie living lavish, y'all, off of your hard-earned dollars. Living a sweet life. Living the sweet life of a so-called chief priest. Let's keep going, y'all. He said, do the math. I ain't average. Yeah. Listen, when you do the math, this man sent her 42,000 within a year from the Camp Cash App. Wow. Hasn't sent his wife, his only wife that's in the truth, mother of 2 of his children, who is currently living in a shelter, hasn't sent her a dime since February. This nigga went in front of the world and said, I put that woman out. I'm going to show you guys that he allowed that woman to get evicted because he wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom and to not work. And he paid all the rent. Right? I'm going to show you guys that he hasn't sent her a dime. Hasn't sent that woman a dime, right? The sister Susanna, right? Love my sister Susanna. Hasn't sent her or his children, his 2 young children who are younger than 5 years old, hasn't sent her a dime since February. Here we are on March 30th, right? And guess what? The evidence of this man's precocious and vile, sick and sadistic a lust and desire, right? That wasn't exposed to you guys until March the 2nd. Hasn't sent her a dime since February. Let's keep going. She said, this nigga paid me for my presence every time. All right, so pause. She said, hate an N-word with fake jewelry. That's a turnoff. Oh, he got all the fake jewelry. Got the gorilla pendant. Got all the fake jewelry. Right? Yeah, listen, y'all don't seen it, right? Let's I mean, let's look at some. Here's Donnie Boy right here. Got the fake jewelry. Got that gorilla chain, right? He living. Oh, how did he get this gorilla chain, guys? How did Donnie Boy get this amazing hat collection, guys? How was Donnie Boy able to create Urban Gorilla, guys? How was Donnie Boy able to create a CZYN network, Gorilla TV? How was he able to afford to pay to actually create these platforms? How? From you guys, from the money that you send him, and all you niggas that are supporting this man, right? The Most High God's going to deal with y'all. The Most High God's going to deal with y'all. She said she hated nigga with fake jewelry. That's a turnoff. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Listen, look at Donnie Boy. Look, bro, going out bad. Look at that. Going out sad. Look at that hairline or lack thereof. Hey Donnie, I bet you can never do this. You'll never find a hairline like mine. Head ass nigga, right? So she hated a nigga with fake jewelry. Hey, sis like them niggas that got that money on. You dig? Let's go. Walk right out of nigga life. She said deuces, right? She said, nigga, split your wrist right now. She said, nigga, split your wrist right now. She said, niggas love when you talk to them like a piece of ish that they are. And guess what, guys? That's been proven already, right? I showed you guys the screen, the photos of him sending all types of weird freaky, just vile messages to a sister, to another young sister, right? That I know personally, right? Actually, when Alize and the good sister here, Janae, right? Shout out to Sister Nay, right? When Sister Nay was here in Philadelphia, right? Alize brought her, right? The brother Tizalium, like his cameraman, his personal cameraman, right? And the good brother Hassad, right? This is before the Exodus of Genesis, like what I did there, that before the Exodus of Genesis, right? Um, this sister was at that feast day with us, and the sister in question, right? The sister that I'm speaking of, who Alize sent all these freaky weird messages to on Snapchat, right? She was in the same room, right? And Alize, he said nothing to his other sister. He was apparently courting, right? And he was with his wife. Shout out to Sister Nay, right? But Sister Nay said, "Nigga, split your wrist right now. Go ahead." She said, "Split your wrist, bleed out." She said, "Niggas love when you talk to them like a piece of ish that they are." And guess what? When you look at those Snapchat messages of Chief Priest Alazar Bun Lawyer, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, I mean the not so vanilla Hebrew. He likes to be called the N-word with the hard R. He likes to be abused. That's his fetish, guy. That's his kink, right? That's why he create. And a lot of you guys are so hung up on the P thing, right? But you guys missed the point that this man literally created whole new email addresses and created Tinder and OkCupid profiles for his wife, a daughter of Levi, right? A woman who is in the truth, who's just trying to, be a good wife, mother of his children. He created a Tinder profile, OkCupid profile for her so that she can swipe right or left on white men specifically. Because his kink is he likes when the black woman, right, who he believes is above all nations, right, she's degraded by the so-called white man who he calls the devil that the Bible speaks of. His kink is white men, the devil, dominating the black woman, all right, who is a daughter of Zion. That devil just having his way with a daughter of Zion, and then that daughter of Zion dominating, right, him. That's the king. He likes to be abused. He likes to be called the N-word with the hard R. That's what he likes to do. So again, I have not spoken to the sister Janae, right? But he pissed her off. He pissed his sister off, right? And she's exposing him for being the trick that he is. He's tricking with the nation's tithe money. Imagine that, a so-called chief priest tricking with tithe money. She got the Glorilla Lotto song, right? What's the procedure? She said she listened like she like, I'm a bad bitch, right? These niggas going, you know what I mean? These niggas going they gonna spend it on a bad bitch. That's what she's saying, right? Get it how you live, sis. The part of the song, Glorilla says he hit it once and started tweaking like he on some shrooms. Sis is playing with Donnie boy, playing with Donnie. Okay, cool. So here's another text message between her and Donnie, right? Alize is over here. She's in the green because she is an iPhone user. He is a BS Droid user. Okay. So he says, I love you and and I love you and you right. I can't rush you and I need to not worry about trying to convince you and just worry about bettering myself for my own sake and my kids. Nigga, you haven't sent your kids a motherfucking dime since February, but you out in the goddamn Tulum. Please, you ain't worried about them kids, nigga. Stop the cap. Stop it, nigga. Let's read more about Donnie Boy, right? This just hurts a lot. I be needing you in a lot of ways. Some of you haven't taken. It says some you haven't taken, but others you have. But I gotta respect your position regardless. And of course, I'm here regardless, and I'll be ready when you are. She says, here, this is what she shared, right? B, I just had you going to therapy. You was willing to do whatever I said just to see me. So the wife that's in the truth, Sister Susanna, who's currently in a shelter with his children, this nigga ain't concerned about his kids. She asked to go to counseling to save their marriage. Asked to go to counseling because he was trying to push this cuck stuff on her. She begged that nigga to go to counsel for years, and he refused. Know what he told the sister? I'm your counselor. I'm your God. I forgive you. That's what he told his wife, a daughter of Zion, who's actually in the community, who's actually fearing the Most High God and trying to keep the commandments to the best of her ability. Right? He told her, "I'm your counselor. I'm your God. I forgive you." But this nigga was willing to go. Went to She said had this nigga going to therapy. You was willing to do whatever I said just to see me. She said, I think you need to go in person, not on Zoom. And you just gave in after you found that online. He said, I do, baby. I do. I'm effed up about it. And I get it for real. I just ain't see the difference. That's because you ashamed. You connect better in person. Okay, I'ma see for real. Right? So she made this nigga go to therapy, but he would not go to counseling for his wife, the mother of his children, a woman that he's been with for 7 years. He's been with this woman for a year. Again, shout out to the sister Janae, man. Thank you for doing the Most High God's work and exposing this evil nigga. This trick ass nigga, right? Who's tricking off on your tithe money, family. It must be sweet. It must be sweet, Donnie boy, to not have to work, to not have to clock in on the plantation. Because you got the people the people just sending you money, right? Sending you super chats and super things on the YouTube, right? And again, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shout out to brothers and sisters who support different ministries, right, here in the community via super chats, right? Shout out to the brother Lord the Water with Yabaraki Yabas, shout out for your super chat donation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But guess what, guys? I have a job. I have a career, right? I actually go out and get mine. Just how you guys go out and get yours. Alizé just sits on his fat ass, feet up, right? Going to the clubs over and over and over again, right? He does not work. So guess what? You guys have been supporting this evil nigga. I also have supported this evil nigga financially for quite some time. Wow, ain't that something? And again, I did not. And just so you can see, this is the sisters. I mean, this is looping again. This is the sisters hair page, right? So shout out to Sister Janae, right? You got Perfect Styles _2, right? Atlanta hairstylist, tap in with sis, right? If you're in the Atlanta area, right? You need to get your hair fried, dyed, laid to the side, sisters, if you're in the Atlanta area. Shout out to Sister Janae, right? For doing the Most High God's work and exposing evil, right? This sister who's not in the truth, admittedly, right, is not afraid to expose the truth, right? But you niggas who claim to be in the truth are mad at me for exposing the truth. Imagine that. Oh man. The Hebrew Israelite community, so-called Hebrew Israelite community is, oh my God, full of just toxic evenings, right? All right, guys, I'm just sipping some fruit punch from the wine glass because we live in the sweet life, guys. It's the sweet life, right? Right? Because when I woke up the next morning, I saw that there was more that she added to. Oh, that's not what I want. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Check this out. So let's go ahead and put this over here. Boom. Check this out, family. There's more. All right. Boom. Screen recording. All right, she said, walk right out of nigga life. She says, nothing to really see here. Not a part of y'all community. Never was. So again, she said that he paid her for just to be in her presence. He paid her every time. She just said, hey, nothing to really see here, guys. Not a part of y'all community. Never was. But she was at Passover. She was at First Fruits. We had to pay. All right, if you were a cardinal, you had to pay $105, right, per adult to go to Passover, right? I forget how much it costs for the First Fruits ticket. I think it was like maybe $50, something like that, right? We had to pay that. We had to pay that money for First Fruits. She was at both Passover of 2024 and First Fruits of 2024 in Atlanta, and she said that this nigga paid her for her presence every single time, and she's not part of our community. Never was. That's Donnie boy. That's Adonis. That's your chief. That's your beloved chief priest, Alazar Bun Lawyer, aka the Gorilla Hebrew. Vile and precocious lifestyle. Him being in the clubs, right? She said, sent this sister 42 wow, 42 racks within a year's time, begging to be in her presence. Oh, baby, I owe you, just like the teeth. Paid for her veneers, amongst other things. Try to fly her out to Tulum. She said, ghosted the nigga. She said, I'm about to walk right out of nigga life. What's this say? She said, walk right out of nigga life. Hey, but that's your chief priest. That's the guy that you guys are killing me in the comments saying, oh, I'm a clout chaser. Oh, I'm doing too much. Oh, XYZ. I can tell you one thing. I ain't never take tithe money, take donations from the kindness of you guys' hearts and sent $42,000 to a woman not in the truth. I never did that and flew no sister out. I ain't never do nothing like that. Ever. Hey, I can't someone get this schmuck right here out of here, right? Let's actually I'll ban this guy from the channel. Listen, I'm not taking any disrespect from any of you pieces of ish, right? Any of you scoffing ass niggas, today's not the day, right? Don't play. I'm trying to be real cool, you know what I mean? Right? I'm trying to you can't make light of this situation, family, but you got to make it light. You gotta just laugh, because if you don't, you're just gonna get very, very angry, right? Just get mad. And the thing is, the scriptures say, oh, that surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? I would like to say that I'm a wise man because I take hold of the wisdom that the Most High God gave us, which is His law. I keep the law. I teach the law, right? That's what makes us wise. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. This devil, Alizé, sent this beautiful sister, who he claims to be his wife. She says, nigga, you're my trick and you paid me for my presence every time, right? Make this nigga go to counseling, go to get therapy, just to be in her presence. Wouldn't get counseling. My brothers at Sakari Vice City, right? When you guys have issues trying to pay your rent, right, for your school, Is Alizé sending y'all money to keep the lights on over at the school down there in Miami? The brothers at the Nakamaya, when you were down there in Memphis and you got a school, right? You guys lost the school. Did Alizé send y'all any money? No, but he had $42,000 extra dollars to send to this sister who's not part of our community, never was, who he claims to be his wife. Again, if any of you brothers stay in Sakari after this, man, I literally have nothing to ever say to you. I love y'all. I pray y'all wake up. I pray y'all wake up and smell the coffee, see the writing on the wall, because the walls are crumbling, right? The walls of the house of Sakari are crumbling. You know why? Because the mildew, the mold, which is iniquity and sin, is all in the walls of the house of Sakari, and it's getting ready to crumble. It's been crumbling before your eyes, and you guys are in a crumbling house, just like, oh, this mildew, hey, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, guys. Listen, $42,000 extra dollars is again. Just imagine, right, guys? We could have very easily, right? We could have very easily used that $42,000, right? Let me bring it back on the screen for anyone who's new, right? Who just come into the stream, right? This $42,000 that he sent to this lovely sister, Journey, right? This $42,000 can have been used to buy some land. We could have raised our own sheep and our own goats, right? We could have created a business, right? We could have had goats and lambs that we could have sold to other brothers or other camps so they can have Passovers, right? So they can do it properly, right? Separating the lamb or the goat, male of the first year on the 10th day, right? Slaughtering in that evening, right? We could have did that. We wouldn't have had to go and rent venues to have Passover, right? We wouldn't have to go to that club that everyone lied and said that we was at a strip club, which we were not. We were not. We wouldn't have to spend money to rent out those venues. We could have had our own venue. We could have that 42,000 wow that he sent this sister. You see, Sister Candace G, she get it, right? But his little henchman, oh, you niggas is just broke. Oh, y'all want to come down on the end? Y'all niggas is just broke. No. Niggas are not just broke, right? Niggas have been sending this man, right, tithes for years. Me personally, I sent this man over $10,000 just via Cash App, right? And this nigga took $42,000 of the money that we've all sent him, right? If you've ever sent a donation, right, to $ Sakari, if you've ever done that, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever sent money to this Camp Cash App. Put a 1 in the chat. Brother Duke said Miami was begging, right? And he said earlier that Miami was thrown under the bus. To my brother of Sakari, Florida. Listen, it's hard for y'all to keep the lights on, right? Sometimes, right? Y'all ask for donations. Why is Alizar not sending you guys any of this money? Trust me. Listen, if we take $42,000, right? $42,069 divided by 12. That's $3,505. I know y'all niggas rent ain't $3,505 a month. You know how many schools, how many Sakari schools could actually be a real thing all over the country? Listen, we could have had a school here in Philly. We could have had a school in Memphis, right? They tried to get one, it failed, right? Could have had a school in San Diego, school in Seattle, school in Atlanta. All, but this nigga spent $42,000, right, just for the presence of a sister that calls him a trick, calls him the trick that he is. Jake for life, but taking up a collection from the flock for so-called car break-ins and cameras getting stolen. So I would say it's so-called car break-ins. Like I saw the evidence of the car being broken and the cameras getting stolen, right? But if you guys watched my last live where I went and exposed some more evidence of Alizé's vile behavior, right? The fact that he had sex with his first wife, whose name is Naya, had sex with Naya's sister. If you watch that video, right, it's a 5 hour long live, go towards the end, right? So he's a fornicator of the utmost proportions, right? Has committed several sins worthy of death and has stolen the tithes and offerings that you hardworking Israelites have given to him. So when the school got broken into, and some equipment got stolen, right? And Alazar threw my beloved brother Hassad under the bus, right? He wasn't teaching. He just ridiculed, bashed the brother, right, in front of everyone, and then in front of the nation, right? Told you, oh, Hassad has to be punished, right? He's suspended for a month. Guess what? He took up a donation, took up a collection for the equipment, right? And you guys sent a bunch of money to the camp to the camp cash app. Oh, it's his personal cash app, guys. That he sends $42,000 to sisters who are not in the community, who are not in the truth. Again, if any of you brothers stay with Sakari after this, then my people shall die by the sword. Amos 9. Right? Amos 8, right? The Most High God has pronounced judgment against the leaders of the wicked leaders of this people who caused the poor of the land to fail. Meanwhile, you're working 9 to 5, right? You're living paycheck to paycheck, right? You're trying to send what you can to help the ministry, help the brothers that have taught you this truth, right? And this wicked nigga is tricking off the tithe money and sending it to a sister who's not in the truth, right? She says, listen, running circle around a goofy ass niggas like this, running circles around these niggas, right? Paid for my presence every time, sent this sister 42 thou wow. Try to fly her out to Tulum. She said, nope, nigga, not coming, right? Paid me for my presence every time. When is enough going to be enough? When are you Sakari brothers going to wake up, smell the coffee, and get the fuck out of that burning house? When? When are you going to wake up? I'll pray this wakes you brothers up. Listen, you don't need this nigga. You don't need Tazama. You don't need any of the so-called leadership over there at the Sakari that this evil nigga raised up. And you don't think he calling shots? Guys, this is insane. Right? So let's look at some more, right? Right? So Alizé over here, right? When he came back from Tulum, right? Let me find the Tulum pics. Oh man, let me find the Tulum pics. So again, we just shared how the sister, right? How this nigga, um, he was in Tulum, right? He's in Tulum. Actually, let's do this. Boom. this. Check this out, family. So while, we work hard, right, to feed our families, this bastard, this evil nigga, right, is posted up in Tulum. Gorilla Hebrew, gorilla on the beach, Mexico, all praise to the Most High, right? In Tulum, Mexico, bad decisions make better stories. Tulum. Wow. So your bad decisions to order a peg kit right around Passover when you slaughtered 3-4 lambs in the name of the Most High God, you setting up new emails and setting up Tinder and OK Cupid profiles for your wife to go swipe right on white men. I guess those bad decisions, right, make for better stories. You sending $42,000 to your wife, to a woman who's not part of the community, who said that you're a trick. I guess that makes for a better story, right? You having sex with your wife's sister. I guess that bad decision makes for a better story. Thou sayest, right? You doing all you stealing tithes and donations from the just the abundant love of the sheep, and sending to a woman who you claim to be your wife, who said, nigga, split your wrist. I guess those bad decisions make for a better story. But guess what? While this man's in Tulum, his wife, who's in the truth, right, mother of 2 of his children, are currently in a shelter, right? Here's this silly nigga, right? This silly evil nigga had to slide on hashtag Quetzalcoatl since I was in his land. Hashtag Tulum. It's been real. All person. So, nigga, a so-called chief priest is taking a picture. A so-called chief priest, self-proclaimed chief priest of the Most High God Yahweh. You're in Tulum, Mexico, while your wife and children are in a shelter, right? Who you allowed to get evicted, right? You're taking pictures, right, with these fake Crocs that you get on, that you said, oh, niggas that wear Crocs are gay. You got these fake Crocs, right? Skinny ass legs, right? This horrible fit, taking a picture, a so-called chief priest taking a picture in front of an idol, Quetzalcoatl. Look, Candace, Sister Candace, she said, whose land? Had to slide on hashtag Quetzalcoatl. Here's Quetzalcoatl, right? An idol that the tribe of Issachar worshipped. Had to slide on Quetzalcoatl since I was in his land. Hashtag Tulum. It's been real. All praise to the Most High. Madness. Absolute madness. While this nigga is in Tulum, right? His wife, guys, here's the transactions between him and his actual wife, who's in the truth. This man sent her $250 a week, roughly. Last time he sent her a dime. The mother of his children, who he said that he put out, sent her $250 last on February 26th. But Sister Janae, who she said, hey, this is my trick, sent her $42,000. Imagine that. Oh, check this out. Look at this. Adonis Glaud and all others. This is an eviction notice. Magistrate Court of DeKalb County, state of Georgia, right? Personally appeared the undersigned, who upon oath says that he is an attorney at law, right, for the owner of the said premises, and that defendant is in possession as tenant of premises at the above address in DeKalb County. right? This is an eviction notice, right? What's the date of this service, guys? October 3rd of 2024. Plaintiff prays judgment for the past due rent in the amount of $2,248 for the month of September. Rent accruing up to the date of judgment or vacancy at the rate of $2,248 per month. Other late fees, $115, legal $300, filing $145, add $25.45, right? So this is a summons to the marshal of the state of state court of DeKalb County of his lawful deputies. Greetings, right? So this is an eviction notice, guys. An eviction notice, and again, this is not his hand. He wish he was this dark, right? This is the sister. She found this eviction notice, right, around this time. But he told you guys, he got up in front of you guys, put on that fake sob story, fake boo-hoo, rubbed his light-skinned eyes, right, to make himself red, did a little sniffle because the nigga's always sick because he's unhealthy, drinks Coca-Cola, all right, and goddamn Monster Energy, Bang energy drinks, and eats goddamn fish fillet sandwiches. All he eats is goddamn fast food. That's sick, mentally sick, spiritually sick, and physically sick nigga, right? Lied to you guys, right? Did a fake repentance apology, rubbed his eyes, not a single goddamn tear was shed. And he said, "Oh, I put that woman out." And people who has some sense was like, "Hold on, so you put out your wife and mother with your children?" No, you stopped paying the rent because you wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom. You wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom, Donnie boy. Didn't allow her to work. Paid the rent, right? But oh, she didn't want to get down with your indecent proposal for her to have a white boyfriend. She didn't want to be an adulterer, a fornicator like you. You let that woman get evicted with your children that you don't take care of. Nigga, babe, am I correct? Has this nigga ever changed the diaper? Listen, sister Susanna, right? She's gonna give her testimony. Just you guys wait, right? And she can attest to the fact that this man has not been a present father. He admittedly said, I put you niggas before my kids, man. Lord in Christ, Lord in Christ, Lord in Christ, Lord in Christ, give me strength. First Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, but if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. An infidel, in means opposite. Fidel means faith in Spanish. Infidel, right? He's worse than an unbeliever. This man allowed his wife and children to get evicted. Worse than an infidel. Allowed his wife and children to get evicted. Has last sent his wife, the mother of his two of his 5 children, sent her $250 on February 26th. Hasn't sent them a dime since. Allowed them to get evicted, right? Here's Adonis Glaude, right? Stop the eviction with bankruptcy. She's found this note, right? What's this date? Oh, October 2024. But hey, guys, he can be in Tulum, right? Bad decisions make for better stories. Living the sweet life. charging $500 for life coaching, right? I forgot about this one. Jake for life, right? He got up. He got up, right? He said, "Oh, he went on his little broadcast channel on Instagram, right? The nigga blocked me on Instagram, right? He's blocked me, right? Blocked my wife, right? It's cool, right? Listen, bro, I don't want to see nothing that you do, right? But the fact that you can present yourself as this repentant man, but you in the club, Cardi gang, bottle service, all that, right? You can present yourself as a repentant man, right? When you allowed your wife and children to get evicted, right? When you have last sent them money on February 26th, Donnie boy, while your fat, bad body built ass, right, is in front of a goddamn idol on in Tulum, Mexico, right? Guys, bad decisions make for better stories. Must be nice. Must be nice. Again, for anyone being simple, I'm just drinking fruit punch. So in his address to of course he spreads further lies about me, right? And then he addresses Captain Kazariak at ISUPK, right? Just doing a bunch of deflection, right? He says, "Oh, see, I'm not like Ariel. Ariel is not the man that I am." You're right. I'm not the man that you are. I would never want to be like you, nigga. I would never set up Tinder profiles for my wife to swipe right on white men. I would never allow my wife and children to get evicted and to live in a shelter while I'm in Mexico. Feet in the sand, gorilla on the beach, right? You're not going to see me right in front of a sign like this sitting up, right? Post on Instagram, lying on the beach, put a little lion emoji. You're not going to see that. Right, actually, me and my wife, we went to Cancun, right, and hard on dollars, right, because we actually work, unlike you, right. I actually work and provide for my family, unlike you. You use the people and then trick off their tithe money. No, you're not the man that I am. No one should want to be like this nigga. But in that video, he says, I'm okay. I'm okay with looking in the mirror, right? I'm okay with rebuking the man in the mirror. And if you want to see it, come on over to Gorilla TV, guys, because the money's drying up, guys. The funds are drying up, guys. That's why he finally put out this master debate course on Gorilla TV, right? Hey, if you want to see me rebuke myself looking at the man in the mirror, hey, just come pay me for it. Yeah. That's Gorilla T. That's Gorilla Hebrew for you, right? Chief Priest, not so vanilla Hebrew, aka Peggy Bundy. Put some other nicknames for him in the chat, aka Donnie Boy, right? Again, if any of you guys continue to support this evil nigga, listen, you're asking for the Most High God to judge you. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. $500 counsel sessions to trick on boxes, nasty work, just nasty work. As a so-called chief priest, I've always said that I don't want to have kids here in Babylon. I don't want to have kids here in Babylon. And the most, they say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? So I always had a potential girl name, right? I always had a potential girl name for a daughter, right? I'm not going to tell you guys the name because you niggas going to try to steal it, right? But I always had a girl name, beautiful name, right? Through the spirit, right? But I never had a potential boy name. So as I was meditating, right, on a name for my son, right, I was meditating on First Samuel. So in First Samuel, we have Hannah, right, the wife of Elkanah, right, the wife of Elkanah. Okay, she's praying in the temple, right? She's praying in the tabernacle, right? Just before the temple was built, right? She's praying, right? And she says, if you give me a man child, I'll dedicate him all the days of his life, right? So as I was meditating on the name, right, I was thinking like, you know what? If the Most High God, if the Most High God gives us a boy, a man child, right, we're gonna dedicate him as a Nazarite to the kingdom. So I'm meditating on this name for my unborn child, my unborn son, right? So this is during the time when Alizar was, just went to Cali for that press tour, right? This is on the heels of me stepping on that BS doctrine by the brothers of Sons of Thunder, right? And I was talking to bro, like me and bro was on the phone like constantly, right? And I was talking to bro. I said, "Yo, bro, um, we pregnant and whatnot." He was the first person I told outside of friends and family that we were pregnant, and I asked him as my chief priest at the time, "Hey, can you pray for me and my wife because my wife is older and than me, a little older than me. I'm about to be 33, and this birth is considered a geriatric pregnancy." So I asked him to pray for us, right? So as we're conversing, right, I told him, I said, "Bro, I've been meditating on First Samuel, and and how Hannah prayed to the Most High God and asked for a man child, and that she would dedicate him." I'm like, "Listen, we want to dedicate him as a Nazarite to the kingdom, right, during Passover. Can you uh like do something for us, like do like a prayer or whatever?" He's like, "Con." So all praise to the Most High. So now there's more layers to this, right? So my little brother, my actual physical little brother, right? It is a former member, right? See, all you silly niggas in NJNY that stayed under the House of Kari, if you niggas don't leave, right, and build a new foundation, right? The Lord's gonna judge you niggas. I'm just gonna put it like that, right? So my little brother was a former member of Sakari NJNY, right? Him and less than 10 other brothers there. They're about 30 brothers deep almost, right? Left, and they're doing their own thing. All praise to the Most High. So my little brother, right? My mama named him Elijah, right? I asked Alizar, "Hey, can I name my little brother?" He just ranked up, right? Because Alizar names pretty much everyone in who becomes in Sakari, right? He did not name me, for the record, right? I chose my own name through the Spirit, right? There's a couple brothers here in Sakari, Philly, who were in Sakari, Philly, right? House of Bread, Philly, who I named through the Spirit. And after everything came out, right, the priest here in Philly anointed me, and I gave everyone new names through the Spirit, all praise to the Most High, right? So as after the shock waves of Satan 1 and Satan 2 detonating on Alizé, right? As I'm dealing with the fallout from dropping these nuclear missiles on this stupid nigga, right? It hit me. I said, "Yo, oh snap." I said, "Yo, this nigga Alazar might be one of Eli's children in the regeneration." Because years ago, right, a few years ago, I was talking to him. I was like, "Yo, bro, I think Elder Tahar of GMS, that this nigga is Eli in the regeneration, right? That he's Eli in the regeneration, and GMS is much his badass little kids, but he's not keeping it in check." And he was like, "Con, right?" So I said, "You know what? Hmm." I said, "This nigga got to be one of Eli. If Tahar is Eli, which I emphatically believe, Elder Apostle Tahar is Eli in the regeneration." I want to show you guys some stuff in the Hebrew, right? So when we look at Eli, right, Elijah, right, Elijah, right, or Eli, Eli, depending on how you want to pronounce it, Elijah, right? Let's look at Eli's name, right? Eli's name, right? It means, it goes back to this word right here, Ilah, which means to ascend or to go up, right? So Eli's name literally means my ascension, right? And Eli, right, Elder Apostle Tahar, right, Alizé will let you know that when he came in the truth off of GMS, right, Elder Apostle Tahar, right? And at the time, right, when YouTube first kicked off, like he saw a video on World Star Hip Hop, right? And he found the YouTube, and when YouTube first started, all right, the brothers of GMS, led by Elder Apostle Tahar, aka Eli, right? They were top 10 YouTube channels on all of YouTube. right? They had all the breakdowns, right? They all had all the understanding of prophetic breakdowns at the time, right? So Tahar had ascended to a height, and guess what? When him and the brothers of GMS came up with that grape soda doctrine, they offended a lot of little ones. And what did Yahushua say? Right? If you offend one of the little ones, it'd be best that a millstone was cast about you and you thrown into the ocean, roughly paraphrasing. Right? Actually, let's get that real quick. Just to make this all make sense, right? Millstone. Right? Mark 9 and 42, it says, and whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he were cast into the sea. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. And it is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, right? Into fire that never shall be quenched, in an empty parking lot, holding camp, doing public sit down. That's all these niggas do, right? So if Tahar is Eli, right? Alizé gotta be one of his kids, right? Now I had the pleasure of meeting Elder Apostle Tahar. It had to been around my first year in the truth, right? I was with some brothers in Harlem. I was with some brothers. Shout out to my brother, the brother Shammai, right? The brother Kapash and the brother Daniela, right? Shout out to them brothers, right? They were doing a podcast at the time, right? Which they only did one season, right? And we went to Harlem because I wanted to go get some food from this vegan restaurant, right? At the time. And we got off the one train and I see a bunch of brothers outside with fringes. And who was it? It was GMS, right? So we walked by, right? We salute everyone. They see our fringes and whatnot. And we salute, what I mean? Y'all about y'all thumb, all that good stuff, right? And Elder Apostle Tahar said, hey, what camp y'all with? I said, I with Alizé. And he was like, oh, praise to the Most High. Because Tahar loves his son, Alizé, right? So Eli loves his son, right? So now I'm gonna show you who Alizé is in the regeneration through the Spirit, right? Now his two sons are Hophni and Phineas. Now Payanchas, right, or Panachas, right, is of Egyptian origin, right, and it means the Negro. So I said, oh no, it's not that guy. Let me look to see what Hophni means. Chapanya, right? Let's take a look. Hophni, right? It says perhaps. It says from H2651. Perhaps Pugilus. I was like, what the heck is a Pugilus? Right? Let's look up Pugilus. Pugilus, a boxer, especially a professional one. What does a boxer use? A boxer uses his fist, right? What is a fist? A closed hand, right? So now its origin is from the Hebrew word chapan. Let's look at what the word chapan means. The word chapan means handfuls. Handfuls. Let's look at how it's translated. It's translated as hand, as for, right? This nigga has not been in the truth, right? This nigga ordered a you-know-what kid. This nigga had sex with his first wife, Naya's sister, a sin unto death, pursuant to Leviticus 18 and 18. Right? This nigga doesn't know God, right? He that saith, I know him and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. The truth is not in Alazar. The truth is not in Chapanya, Hophni, right? So let's look at the sons of Eli, right? So this word Belial, right? We look at the word Belial, right? Belial, right? Let's take a look at what it means. Wickedness, right? Worthlessness, right? It's a noun. They were sons of worthlessness, sons of destruction, sons of ruin, right? Ungodly, evil, right? He's an evil nigga, right? Alizé is the most evil nigga I've ever seen. Guys, what this nigga has done and has been doing, has continues to do, is unprecedented. We can't read about none of this stuff in the Bible. But guess what? Yahushua says, because iniquity shall abound, the hearts of men shall wax cold, right? So guess what? Through the regeneration, Hophni has got more evil and more evil and more evil. And now Hophni has, through the regeneration, been put into the body of Adonis Glaud, aka the Gorilla Hebrew, aka Trickazar Pegloya, right? Aka Peggy Bundy, aka Pegasaurus, the cock, the what? I don't even know how to say that, right? AKA this idiot, right? Says that the sons of Eli were sons of Belial, right? Sons of evilness, right? They knew not the Lord. They don't know Yahweh. Alazar does not know Yahweh, and Yahweh don't know him. And when Yahweh comes back, he's gonna say, "I never knew ye that work iniquity. Depart from me." The Most High God is going to destroy him, right? He is a cautionary tale, and guess what? I'm not happy of that, right? Because if I was happy that the Most High God was going to destroy him, that means I'm also happy of all the evil that he's done to my sister, or the evil that he's done to his first wife, Nai, who's also my sister. If I was truly happy about what's going on. And this nigga, this evil nigga, Nashar, you are a piece of shit, right? You are a piece of shit, and you are banned from my channel because you're a piece of shit that justifies this evil nigga, right? This bitch ass nigga Nashar, yeah, this bitch ass nigga Nashar called me the day that I dropped the evidence, did not watch the evidence, had the nerve to ask me, "What is your end goal?" I said, "Bro, have you watched the video?" Nigga says no. Nigga had the nerve. He had the same conversation with Hassad. That stupid nigga in here running his mouth, right? Who's in the club with Alizé all the time, right? Alizé's using your tithe monies, guys, right? Buying sections, right? In clubs, buying bottles. He himself don't drink. I'll give him that, right? But he buys bottles for niggas like Nashar, who's always with him. So Nashar, your bitch ass, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. It used to be fuck that nigga, but now it's plural. Fuck everybody that's on my body. All you evil niggas who want to support him, fuck you. Let's keep going, right? So Alizé, right, takes your money, right, takes your tithes, goes to the clubs, buys bottles for niggas like Nashar, right? It was War Angel Weekend about had it been about 3 years ago. And I remember a former brother of NJNY, Sakari NJNY, he called me, right? Because I dropped the evidence in a group chat that we were in, right? He said, "Yo, bro, what the fuck?" He said, "What the hell going on?" I said, "Yo, bro, this nigga Alizé is into being a cup. He's into pegging, right? He's doing all this stuff." He's like, "Bro, what does any of that mean?" I had to tell the brother what that stuff meant. He's like, "Bro, no way." I said, "Bro, he's been tricking the money, right? He's been tricking the money off, right? The tithes." He said, "Bro, no, so crazy, bro." He said, "Remember War Angel Weekend when we went to the club, right? And he was collecting money for the bottle for the section, whatever, right?" He said, I asked him, "Yo, where to send the money to?" He said, "Oh, just a regular Camp Cash App." And the brother said after that, he stopped paying tithes because he's like, "Yo, this nigga is just use like the same Camp Cash App that we're using, that we're sending him money for the operation of the body of the school, right? This nigga's telling us to send him money for bottles, right? And for a section to that Camp Cash App." So at best, right? At best, this nigga is guilty of commingling of funds, right? This nigga is a fraud. Hophni, Alizar Lawyer, right, is a fraud, right? This evil nigga has been taking your hard-earned dollars, right, that you give him, right, that you give for the upkeep of Sakari, right, for the ministry. This nigga is sending thousands of dollars to a woman who calls him her trick, tells him, "Hey, go slit your wrist," right? You pay me for my presence every single time, right? That nigga can send her $42,000, 42 racks. Meanwhile, brothers are struggling, right? Meanwhile, niggas keep talking about, "Oh, we need more ties," right? The brothers are being stingy, are not giving enough ties. This, that, and third, right? On my Sakari brothers, you know what I'm talking about, right? But this nigga Hophni over here, right, stealing the tithes, right? So much so that guess what? Brothers abhor the offering of the Lord. They abhor offering, sending money, right? For what they think is the upkeep of the body, because guess what? This nigga is at best commingling funds and tricking off the money. So when we look at First Samuel, right? What else were they doing, right? They were making whores of the daughters of Zion, right? That's what they were doing. Right? Is this one? Actually, it's one previous chapter. Right? I think it's in the next chapter. It might be in chapter 3, right? But this is what Hophni and Phineas were doing, right? Stealing tithes, making whores of the daughters of Zion, right? That's what they were doing, guys. Right? That's what they were doing. So guess what? Alazar Bun Lawyer, aka the not so vanilla Hebrew, is Hophni, the son of Eli in the regeneration, right? And his daddy, Tahar, is Eli, right? So give me 1 second. I want to show you guys something, right? Shout out to my brother Mathathia. Shout out to all them brothers, right? Salute to them brothers, right? Doing the work of the Lord, right? So I got off the phone with priest Ramamath, right? And next thing I see is I get a notification on YouTube that this brother right here, Nair144K, shared my video, right? One of my videos exposing Alizé, right? And the first thing I see on his page is this video. Listen, shout out to my guys, man. Shout out to the guys. Love y'all brothers, man. Check this out.
You niggas probably went and took the goddamn jump shot behind people's back and didn't tell no goddamn body like you're slick. Most High gonna deal with you niggas, man.
Most High gonna deal with you niggas, man. And everyone's mad because I'm saying, oh, the Most High God's gonna deal with this evil nigga, right? Now, I want you guys to notice. Listen to Alizé. He sounds just like his daddy. Sounds just like Tahar. Watch this, guys. It gets better.
Tell you, Tahar is you, nigga. That's with you niggas, man. I'm telling you, Tahar is you, nigga. That's all with you. Eli.
Oh, what did he say? It starts with you, Eli. Now, me and him had a conversation about me thinking like, oh, bro, honestly, bro, I really think this brother, this nigga Tahar is Eli, and GMS is a bunch of his badass little kids that he don't keep in check, right? And he agreed with me, right? And here's a clip. Again, this is after I already deduced through the spirit that this nigga is Hophni, right? Eli's son. Listen to him sounding just like his daddy.
Never get your fucking kids in order, man. Look at this shit that you've done, Tahar. Look at the shit that you've done. Most High gonna deal with you, nigga, harder than anybody that follows you with this bullshit that you letting go of, man. This is bullshit, man. Yeah. You niggas better repent, or you harder than anybody that follows you with this bullshit that you letting go of, man. This is bullshit, man. Fuck Aria. You niggas better repent, or you gonna feel that judgment, man. Try to be cool. I try to play.
He can say F Aria, right? And I don't disagree with those sentiments, but I can't say F this guy, right? He can snap and spaz on Apostle Tahar, right? Zaquan Tahar, right? His daddy, his actual father, through the spirit, through the regeneration. He can spaz on his father, right? And say the Most High gonna deal with you, nigga. But I can't say similar things about this nigga. Listen, Tahar is evil. Tahar has forwarded an evil doctrine known as the grape soda doctrine. The Most High God's gonna deal with that wicked nigga and all these stupid GMS niggas, right? I don't like none of you GMS niggas, just for the record, right? Love y'all brothers, right? Y'all don't love me, right? Because y'all only love who you say is the elect. We only gotta love the elect, right? You niggas claim to be the elect. I don't like none of you niggas. You niggas are evil, right? But none of you evil niggas, right? You guys don't hold a candle. You guys don't hold a light to this evil nigga. And guess what? I still love this evil nigga because he's my brother, because I'm obligated to, right? As I'm obligated to love you silly niggas, as I'm obligated to love Elder Tahar. I love them. I love you, brothers. I hate how evil you guys are, but I love y'all because I'm obligated to by my God, by my King, right? So let's listen to Alizé, right? Sound just like his daddy, Eli.
I'm not gonna deal with you, nigga. Harder than anybody that followed you with this bullshit that you letting go of, man. This is bullshit, man. Fuck Aria. You niggas better repent or you gonna feel that judgment, man. Try to be cool. I try to play this cool spirit on me, man. You nigga, listen, man.
He said the spirit's on him, guys.
The Most High gonna deal with you, man.
The Most High gonna deal with you, man.
Around live, you piece of shit. The Most High gonna deal with you. You fuck Aria. I guarantee it.
He said he guaranteed it. The Most High gonna deal with him. He guaranteed it, guys.
The Most High is gonna block you. They said, your cigar's going off. They said they don't worship Yahushua. Well, if y'all worship Yahushua, why don't you do shit that he said?
Nigga, why don't you do shit that he says? Evil nigga, Alizé. Why don't you do what he says? Right? Let me show y'all something real quick, right? Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of stupid people, right? There's a lot of stupid people in the Israelite community, right? There are a lot of stupid people in the world in general, right? And I posted a reel the other day, right? And before we go into it, right, let's just, a lot of you dumb niggas in the comments, right? Shout out to this sister right here with some sense. This sister, Shadiah so low key, right? Shout out to this sister. She got sense. I question the private lives of anyone who tries to sweep atrocities like this under the rug. The Most High God called us to be a holy people, a nation of priests, set apart to lead by example. How can we fulfill that calling if we tolerate wickedness in our midst? We must hold ourselves and our leaders accountable because righteousness cannot flourish where sin is protected. This is his judgment, right? So now the caption, right, is Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, is the only big homie, right? The only man one should look up to. Don't end up like Adonis. Don't be a hypocrite, right? Don't give into lust demons. Run to the word, our king, our big homie. Niggas missed the lesson, right? But I got stupid niggas right here. Oh, so now you trying to dog walk him? Everybody has their day. Yours is coming too. Got stupid niggas like this. Shout out to my sister Kai, right? Right? With some sense, right? You got these stupid niggas, right, running their mouth, right? Oh, clout chasing still. Dumb niggas like this miss the whole point, right? Let's refresh this real quick.
Say y'all are keeping the commandments, and you're really not. Here, y'all. Say y'all are keeping the commandments, and you're really not. Say and proclaim that you're following the Bible, dress the part, post the part, act the part, but are not. I kind of developed this weird fixation on, kind of certain relationships. It just, just the idea of, a black woman trading on us. Like, first I was angry about it, then it kind of became a fixation. Then, frankly, I was roused by it.
Guys, when you really think about what's been going on, right? He's a freaky ass nigga. He's a 69 guy. Hey, run for your life, right? And any sister that's talking to this man, right? Beware.
And what you should do is exactly what Ariella did. See, I raised these niggas in Shakari through the spirit of the Most High to be sharks. When I was in the streets, I raised my little homies to be sharks.
We're not
That's
your
the little
little
niggas.
niggas. Like, for real.
We're
All
not the
that
little
big
niggas.
homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies.
The only big homie we respect is Hamashiach Yahushua. That's the only big homie. Here's the sniffles. Here's the eye rub, right? Not a single tear shed, but he's so repentant, right?
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation.
Running their mouths because they don't, they're so myopic, right? Apparently, this is clout chasing, nigga. I lost my entire channel exposing this evil nigga because it was the right thing to do. Didn't care about it, right? Not because listen, this silly narrative that was forwarded by that bitch ass nigga Yahweh all of SOT Amnon. That nigga's Amnon, right? Oh yeah, hey, Yahweh all. Did your spiritual daddy Hophni, did he help you with your little grape soda fetish? Did he help you with that? So this narrative of Ariel is a clout chaser was forwarded by none other than Yahweh all Bani Yahweh of the Sons of Thunder, right? Amnon in the regeneration, who apparently has a grape soda fetish. Imagine that, right? So he forwarded that silly, stupid narrative that I'm clout chasing, and all you silly niggas, you ate it up, right? Because you niggas are fans. You're cheerleaders. You're not a fan of Yahweh Shai. You're not a fan of the Most High God. You're a fan of men. But guess what? Let y'all all tell it. Let him slander me all over the internet, right? Oh, I don't even believe it because I know Ariella, right? He's a clout chaser, right? Yeah, guys, his spiritual daddy, right? He said he called this man his spiritual father. That's telling, right? You see the stuff that he's into, right? The reason why SOT they not saying nothing about Alizé, right? They're essentially defending this nigga, right? Why? Because guess what? They don't want to piss off Big Bad Gorilla, right? Right? The same way that Captain Cesario pissed them off, and he exposed some stuff about his right? Yeah, Joel is afraid that guess what? His spiritual daddy is going to expose his little grape soda fetish. Imagine that, right? So Amnon, bitch ass, right? Forwarded this silly narrative that I'm a clout chaser, right? Guys, I just lost a channel with 11,000 subscribers that I worked hard at cultivating that channel for 6+ years. Didn't care, right? Exposed the truth. Lost my channel. Right here I am and building through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, building my channel back up, right? Feeding the sheep, right? Protecting the sheep, right? Trying to cultivate a new culture in this community where we don't hide evil, where we don't allow this stuff to just sit to fester in the closet. No, the Most High God is cleaning house, right? Judgment must begin with the house of God, and that's what we're witnessing, guys. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. Yahweh says, because iniquity shall abound, the hearts of men have waxed cold. And the Most High God has hardened the hearts of evil niggas like Alizé, have hardened the hearts of evil niggas like Yahweh all of the Sons of Thunder, right? Who, oh, this is under peer review, but hey, sheep, come pay me some money for this, right? So that silly nigga forwarded this ridiculous notion that I'm clout chasing. No. Only thing, listen, I chase the king, the crown. That's what I chase, right? I'm chasing Yahweh Shai. You niggas are chasing Satan, right? So let's listen to Alizé talk just like his daddy, Eli, his daddy Tahar.
First going off, they said they don't worship Yahweh. Well,